Hello and welcome to the Cryptonaut podcast. I am Mark Storrs, and with me as always is
Kerms.
And
Rob Morphy.
oh, we got some stuff today, boys. Flying saucer UFO was caught on camera by U.S. military in newly released footage. We have some new videos from Jeremy Corbell and G-Naps.
G-Nap.
G-Nap.
All right.
What up,
Legit.
G-Nap?
So he's been doing it for like 30 years now.
Yeah, dude.
You got to give that motherfucker mad
he's-
credit. I mean,
he
he's
is
the one
super
that
deep.
blasted Skinwalker Ranch,
Yeah.
George Knapp,
Mm-hmm.
in his book with Colin Kelleher, Dr. Colin Kelleher, excuse me. And I don't know, do you guys remember the early days? I'm not going to digress too much. When, if you were young, because I was younger, you might have been pretty young when Art Bell first started talking about Skinwalker Ranch, and you literally felt like you were walking into an 80s fantasy horror film where like the skies would be churning milk in the fucking aquarium and things were swirling and there were vortices ahoy. Like when he talked about it, you were like, holy, you actually talked to your friends. Would you even dare?
Like
Would
when
you
they
dare?
first put the archive online, when it was available on the net, is when I started like really digging into it. But then it started off with books. It was always like books and like weird little articles.
Sure.
And then when Art Bell got super deep into it and was more readily available,
Oh, that was
I used to try
fascinating.
to listen to Coast to Coast. I would catch it randomly because it's
Sure,
on
so
between.
late. So
yeah,
late. You were
super
young,
late.
yeah.
But no, I mean, dude, G-Naps, he's at it. Jeremy Corbell, we
Yep.
have some newly released UFO footage.
They do have connections. I know they probably, I think they've been burned a couple times maybe.
More than likely.
Yeah, but
And-
I'm still always intrigued.
Their podcast is awesome. So
Oh yeah,
Let's check
absolutely.
it
Was
out.
it weaponized?
Weaponized.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
super cool.
No, they're definitely doing God's work out
For
there
sure.
on the
Definitely.
UAP tip. Investigative journalists, I don't know why it's hard for me to say that word plural. Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp say the video was recorded by government personnel over the Afghan-Pakistan border. Whoo, hot
Yep.
diggity.
Yep, that's there
In
you go.
November 2020, though it might be cooler nowadays because I don't think they have a beef as much.
No, but
They released it to the public on Tuesday. It shows a massive disc weaving in and out of cloud cover. The Department of Defense labeled the disc a UAP, unidentified anomalous phenomena, and it looks markedly different from other tic-tac-shaped UFOs seen in recent military footage. The raw thermal imagery, along with 2 additional enhanced clips produced by the U.S. government, show the unidentified craft abruptly changing direction. Boom. That's always a good thing,
Yep.
right out the gate. All without any visible sign of propulsion. Ba-bam!
oh, there you go.
Hitting the observables.
Boom, 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 boom.
This is the first time in history that military filmed footage of a disc-shaped UAP. Oh, whoa! The classic.
Dude,
Plan 9, technically they had saucers.
Well, yeah.
Yes, they did.
this could be
Even
it.
though they're boxy weird, but yeah.
This could be it.
Designated as such by the military, has been captured on camera and released to the public, Corbell told thedailymail.com. It has implications that are
Huge.
the object was spotted during a reconnaissance mission by a high-altitude Air Force platform. According to internal government slides Corbell and Knapp have seen, the UAP was described as navigating through the clouds and characterized as a quote-unquote disc. The military's own internal enhancements, now made public, further underline the object's unusual heat signature or lack thereof. You do not see plumes of heat coming off this disc-shaped object, Corbell has explained, which is really interesting.
Okay.
Because I think most drones are still, well, at least ones we know about, are giving off heat signatures.
100%, yeah.
This was captured on a thermal sensor. It should have detected heat if any traditional propulsion was present, but there was nothing. That was one of the wildest aspects. In simple terms, that means it is unclear exactly how the disk is being powered. Terrestrial aircraft tend to use jet or propeller engines, which can leave obvious trails across the sky. The footage was extensively studied within intelligence community investigations for years, known to those with high-level access but never intended for public release. Corbell and Knapp said they spent over 2 years validating the authenticity of the clips with multiple sources, including individuals who actively work in official U.S. government UFO programs. The source is legit. We know it's real, Knapp confirmed during the latest episode of their podcast, Weaponized. It was not supposed to be made public, but it should have been. The object is estimated to be between 200 and 400 meters in diameter?
I'm going to look that up real quick.
That's fucking Independence Day caliber shit.
Football fields.
Yeah. like 600 to 1,200 feet ish, maybe a little bigger.
Yeah, 200. That's
pretty big.
Huge.
Fucking huge, yeah. Like fucking V, if you want to go old school alien invasion shit's big.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 200 meters is wow. Yeah, that's like 656 feet. Okay, well that's enormous.
Indeed. Though Corbell admits its exact size is still being debated, with further analysis required to offer a more accurate perspective on its size. Again, if the low ball is closer to 700 feet than fucking your typical 20-foot wide whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
we have heard of a large UAP, but ooh,
sure,
that's a big one.
There's depth of field, there's relative distance, the shape is undeniable, Corbell said, and the movement, it's extraordinary. You see it dip into the clouds, then emerge in reverse direction. That's not an artifact, that's a real object in motion. The videos released include video one, the raw capture from the reconnaissance platform, where the disc can barely be seen as it first enters frame. Video 2, a government-enhanced zoomed version revealing the object's distinctive saucer shape and directional shift. Video 3, a heavily enhanced clip used by the military for analysis showing the disc in greater detail, but with a glitch that highlights the risks of over-processing. So without further ado, and I've not heard of this until just now. I have not seen any of this. I'm very excited.
This could be it.
I know. I probably should never be excited.
And this is going to be all three, yes?
Yes, this is video 1, 2, and 3.
So the first one will be the raw.
Yep.
Then the zoom, and then the super enhanced.
Yep.
As soon as it'll.
Yep, here we go. All right, video number 1. This is tough to see. You got to look up at like the upper right.
So above the clouds.
Yeah, it's really hard to see it where
upper
it
right.
comes in.
Oh yeah, the reflection.
Yeah, no, it's super. It's really hard to see it.
Okay.
The enhanced version you can see much better. Okay, yeah.
I didn't see anything.
This you'll see it here. That's some more highlighted stuff. Now watch it in the background. It'll come. There it is, right there. Woo.
Okay.
Okay, now hold on. And is that the same video or did it clip? Wait a minute. Okay, there it is. There, right?
Did that just flip?
It starts going down and then it cuts over.
Oh, I feel like
it changes direction. That's where
it flips there.
That's where it gets.
It gets blobby though. I
think that's where it gets artifacty. This is the slow motion, so there it is. It looks like it's coming down and then it changes direction. I can't tell if it flips. It just looks like it's coming down and then it zips across. This is another enhanced version of it here where you can see. Yeah, see it right there. And now watch. There you go. Woo.
Well,
that had the glitch.
That looked caught.
Yeah.
That's the super enhanced glitchy one.
That is the super duper enhanced version of it.
All right.
So yeah, obviously the first video is very hard to see.
Yeah.
So it just kind of comes down and then it zips.
Okay. We don't need any of this.
Given the size of that thing.
Yeah.
Like, how is that not being picked up by anybody
Well,
else?
I mean, if you're dealing with technology that's 1,000, 100,000, 1,000,000 years in advance of what we have, currently scouring the skies.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, obviously stealth can get around radar, so I'm sure for them that wouldn't really be that big of a deal.
All right, so I'm going to have to bring super producer Bill in on this too. Bill, not the first one because we can't see it then, but on the second and third iterations, tell me if, and I want you guys to really scan too, does it look like it actually, to me it looks like it does a spin, top to bottom, bottom to top.
I didn't see that.
I see it go behind the cloud and then it changes direction. I think if it flipped, they would mention it in the article.
Well,
because it looks like it comes down.
I'm wondering if we discovered something new.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't even.
I'm going to say.
No, this one you don't see.
I'm going to say probably no.
Oh my God, shut up and look.
All right, it did a flip. You're right.
Fuck you, we can't even see it in this one. You're just being a dick.
I just saw it do a flip.
Oh, you're already on thin ice, buddy.
Comes right there.
Yeah, I see it.
It changes direction and then it cuts through. This one's kind of hard to see. There it is right there.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. One of these, it gets blobby toward the end, and
that's the one that they said it at artifacts.
Yeah, look
there.
Right. Yeah, see, I think that's just the artifact.
Now that could be just an artifact because it seems like. Well, here's the thing: it happens very quick, but it seems to go from being a sphere to an ovoid, and to me, what my eyes are interpreting it as, and I'll be the first to admit I'm a jackass and don't know, it seems to be it's flipping on its side, but it's doing it so quick that you're not really registering a side.
Well, you don't see it in the normal versions, but you only see it in the hands.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Either way.
you would.
And they said that it's just an artifact.
I think that's just what that is.
So this apparently is held by the government. I mean, it was just released on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So the government's had this for how long?
Is that a cursor in the
Yeah, no, I keep seeing that too. I don't know what
right
that
from
is.
our perspective.
Yeah, I
That
think
could be just some pixely.
it looks like
thing
it's part
for
of
because
the
it
screen.
looks like it's
enhancement.
making a dig into the actual image.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a part of the enhancement. Is what it looks to be like. Because you can
There.
see it.
You
yeah,
can see it
it makes a
actually-
line. Yeah,
it
that's,
looks
like,
like it's
is that-
probably a part of the just the enhanced. Because it brings
Yeah,
it
right
brings,
there.
it
I
brings
still see what looks like a
everything.
flip to me, but I mean, I get it.
It brings everything out. So I mean, this apparently was enough that the government, the intelligence community's been sitting on this, going over it, checking it out.
They didn't make
I
it
haven't-
clear how it got released, only made it clear that it was never supposed to be released.
Yes, I
Yeah.
looked in the AARO, or the Arrow site, to see if maybe they had it up there yet, and I
Right.
didn't see it up there yet.
I
They-
don't know how reliable
generally
they've
will-
been ever since Kirkpatrick. I'd like to think they've turned over a new leaf, but
Anything
they were
that-
clearly in the pocket of like Big Saucer.
A lot of stuff that comes out though, like that does get released, they eventually put it up there with like the
Right.
report on it. So I haven't seen it up there yet. But they've been sitting on this for a while, and it's obviously it's odd enough that they're like, all right, we're not going to release.
Am I
this.
intrigued? Absolutely. I mean, it's discoidal. I don't know how. Well, we say it's discoidal. Honestly, it's orbicular.
Right.
Yes, yeah, they say
We don't at
there's
any
depth
point
of field,
see it
there's
on its
this,
edge
but I'm
for
like,
real.
Right.
I don't know if I agree with all
If
the
it's
things
as
that they
big
say
as
it
they
is.
say it is, whew, boy.
Yeah, it's big.
I mean, that thing makes a quick turn for being that big.
If it's legit,
Right.
there's a thousand ifs. But let's just, for the sake of discussion, say it was really captured on a U.S. government sanctioned airborne platform. It really is a mystery to the top scientists involved. Then that would have to be something either indicative of an amazing leap in the technological prowess of human beings.
Yeah.
Hopefully the U.S. or not, depending on where you are
Yeah.
with that, or it almost certainly has to be technology that is beyond.
Yeah, there is. We see the thermal. There's no propulsion.
They
There's
say
nothing there.
The Tic Tac's 40 feet long. La la. A lot of people say it's been made by Lockheed Skunk Works. That it's just us reverse engineering that kind of stuff. And I'm willing to believe if they've had 80 years to like back engineer this stuff, they've made some fucking progress. I mean, not maybe tons. I can still see the mysteries that Bob Lazar says. Like the biggest problem is we don't know how to do it because they're so many centuries, if not millennia, more advanced than us.
Right.
So we just pull it out every 10 years and see what we can do. But I can see where some of it you can't crack any more than a Neanderthal could crack an iPhone, even if it was fully charged when it first lands back in, the Paleolithic or whatever fucking era that would be. But I could also see like the cracked minds of, the world being able to master some of it and create some really cool tech from it.
Allegedly, the U.S. have reverse engineered alien crafts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we apparently
Russians?
we apparently use them.
Which only makes sense.
Which, I mean, clandestinely we use them.
You mean like to like ship drugs
for like
and,
the bad shit? Yeah, where they're
organ
like
thieves.
Yeah,
and,
or whatever.
Like every fucking like urban legend.
Yeah.
Like she tries to seduce you. You goes up to your room. You end up falling asleep a little too early. You wake up in a bathtub full of ice with
your kidney's
your
gone.
own blood written on the wall.
Thanks for the kidney.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, no.
Thanks for the brain.
Apparently, whatever clandestine. That was during that. That was from that Dr. Greer press conference. Remember one day he had it, and you and I were like watching it together.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
We're just like, this is it, and then we're like,
Oh boy.
damn it. But this video, regardless, is super interesting.
It is.
I would love to see more. I would love to know what what else the government knows about it.
Yeah.
Because if this was something that is from a nation state, I would like to know who owns that thing and what they're doing with it. Because given the size and what that thing can do, that could be super problematic.
It could be, but also this was
Absolutely.
like 5 years ago, so like.
Yeah, 2020 November. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they're doing anything unless there's
Not
more
yet.
footage.
But isn't that always the thing? The curse of the UAP, as they're now
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
Like everyone's out there touting, Greer and people of his ilk are like, they wanted to destroy us, they could have done it forever ago.
Yep.
Whereas the people on the other side of the spectrum, partially I think just to get the attention of lawmakers, because you've got to make it a threat for Congress to look.
Well, yeah.
You know, like, so Lou Elizondo and Chris Mellon and that group of people are more like, hey, this is serious, we got to watch. But then there's other people that are like, if, say, the average lifespan is 10,000 years, we could be seeing the scouting forefront of a real invasion.
Yeah.
To them, they're not, 80 years means nothing.
No.
They've had scouts, they're looking, you know, we're waiting for this other shoe to drop, and people are saying, oh, they'll never do it because they haven't done it so far. My mom toes that line, and God bless her, she's 73 and I'm going to let her have it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell her.
Give it to her.
The longest long game ever.
It's true, but only by via a human lifespan is it the longest long game.
Yeah, well, that's all we have to really.
So this is
compare.
Probably one of the coolest things I've seen. It's still a little grittier than I would like. It's still more difficult to discern, but
it is.
I mean, it's out there.
It's something.
People can look at it now.
It almost reminds me
maybe.
of like a sky amoeba, or like
dude, like Trevor James Constable.
Dude, yeah, and like, or even like Nope. That movie,
oh yeah,
dude, that looks like one of the Nope alien.
That was an
weird,
interesting
sky clam
iteration.
that came around.
Oh yeah,
sky critters
until it wasn't.
Yeah, dude, that movie was awesome.
Yeah, it could be a sky critter.
I love that movie.
I definitely am fascinated by the maneuver. I didn't necessarily see everything that they said was described, but that one thing in the middle where it seems to just go.
Yeah, super strange, man.
My mind interprets it as flipping, but it could be who the fuck knows.
Yeah,
but it's really interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, eyes to the skies, folks.
There it is. Thank you for joining us, Cryptonaut Podcast. Leave your comments in the section below. Be prepared for disclosure. We're in the process of it. Slow grinding process.
If everyone's prepared, then
I'm ready.
Maybe we can all hold each other when we're all
Chris
disappointed.
is the most ready for disclosure.
Really?
Yeah,
How
totally.
so?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't care.
Well, that means he suffers the least.
No,
in the process.
he's just going to be like, yeah, whatever, knew it all along.
Sure.
Clearly, we've been talking about this for years.
I won't be like that. I actually know it's not going to happen. So I'm not worried about it.
Well, see, that's his safety.
There you go.
That's his armor.
That's his.
For people
I have an armor. I know it's not going to happen.
I know.
It's his safety net.
It's just like I'm just waiting for the second coming of Christ. I'm like,
I'm not saying you're girding your loins.
To be fair, if we had videos of the second coming of Christ, all right, I might be a little more interested.
I've seen Jesus walking on a cloud in video.
Well, I mean, he was on a toilet.
He was in toast.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, we found him in there.
Yeah, we did.
We found him in there.
Urinal Christ. All right,
Yeah.
cool. There it is. Thank you for joining us, and we'll be talking to you soon. Peace.
Yeah.